Don't you agree? By the way, we're starting now the study of the Iraqi dinar. Everything that we say is strictly in our opinion. We give no date, we give no rate. Thank you for understanding. We had an interesting week, didn't we? Oh, it was an interesting week indeed. Because you see, it's not just one thing that happened. I stopped counting. If we was to ask the three who are coming on in about 1 minute, gentlemen, you're coming on in 1 minute. If we were to ask the three, what would you consider to be the highlight of this past week? Petra would say this, Delta would say this, and Eminem would say this, and Frank would say this, and Walking Stick would say this, and you would say this. And guess what? We would all have different things to offer. Yeah, they're moving pretty fast. And I'll leave you. We're going to start with this now. You ready? I always like to go back at the end of our UB2Bs before we start the next one. And here we go. At the end of our UB2B last time we were together on last Monday, I said to you, well, I was talking to you about my health, but just before I stopped and started talking about my health, I did say the following. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's hard to believe. I mean, I told you that Kazemi was going to go to Washington, D.C., and a lot of you poo-pooed it. A lot of you said, oh, no, no, Frank, were you crazy? And it took about a month and a half. Boom, he did go. Son of a gun, you were right, Frank. With that in mind, last Monday, we told you, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, when Kazemi went to Washington, D.C. and talked to Donald Trump, he also talked to the Fab Four. Now, within the Fab Four is what? IMF. Oh, and Donald Trump. Oh, and United States Treasury. Oh, my goodness. What's the other one? World Bank. Did they talk to them too? No comment. But I will tell you this, that those three that I just mentioned right now, that's why we told you Fab Four talked with Kazemi and President Trump. And what did I say to you? I say certain things, I do certain things so that you can remember. Sometimes they're kind of silly, but that way you remember. When I meet somebody, I say, greetings, my name is Frank. Just be very frank about it when you talk to me. After they laugh, they realize, well, I'll never forget his name. And that was the purpose. So when you come to me and I talk with you, you may think this guy's winded, this guy's ridiculous. There's a reason. There's a very good purpose for everything that I do. And nothing is done on purpose, but for a purpose. One of the last topic that we said, ladies and gentlemen, look, I want to just reiterate one more time. You're boring me, Frank. I know, but I got to reiterate just one more time. What is it? Do you really think that Kazemi and Donald Trump were sitting there when they talked about, I told you they took the white papers, they were sitting there with the IMF. I told you they were talking about the exchange rate. Do you believe me? Well, yeah, I guess, Frank. I mean, you lead us. Yeah, okay, we believe you. Well, we take your information to God in prayer, and eventually we see it. Well, lo and behold, last Monday when I told you that, many of you said, wow, yeah, that was true. Yeah, okay, right. All right, hold on, Frank, hold on. Kazemi did go see Donald Trump. Yeah. Okay, IMF. Oh, well, we don't know. I mean, I guess they said they saw the IMF, they saw this guy, he saw this guy. Well, that was Monday. What happened the following day on Tuesday? What happened the following day on Tuesday? Okay, nobody wants to tell me. I'll tell you. I'm just playing. What happened was that an article came out, and I'm afraid that I'm going to have to go all the way back. It's going to take me about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm making a fool of myself. My goodness gracious, look at this, family. You see what I'm doing is I'm scrolling. Look at this. It is an endless amount of information that has happened this week. This is this week, ladies and gentlemen. Look it. I hope you can see. I'm not playing. Look at all that. Look at all that. There's still what I'm trying to find, the one page. And I'm just going to go off the cuff, off my head. What happened on last Monday? We told you, ladies and gentlemen, Kazemi and Donald Trump were looking at the white papers and talking about the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. Oh, okay, Frank. The following day on Tuesday, what happened? There was an article. And what did the article say? Very clearly, very plainly. There's Kazemi. What's up, Kazemi? Well, when I went to Washington, D.C.? Yeah, what about it? Yeah, me and Trump, we was talking with the IMF. You were? Well, that's funny. Frank said the same thing the day before yesterday. Yeah, but did Frank mention to you that we were talking to the IMF about the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar? He did. Oh, he did? Well, that son of a gun. Well, he's right. Isn't that amazing? The following day, what we told you that was so powerful was in an article. What does it tell you, family? What does it tell you? I think you already know. The three, Petra, Eminem, Delta. Are you on, gentlemen? Come in, please.
Yeah, I'm in, sir.
Hey, Eminem, how you doing, buddy? Petra, are you in, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Yes, I'm here, Frank. Hold on a sec.
Roger.
Hold on.
Roger. And while you...
Hold on. Sorry, I was just cleaning my room out just like the me.
I thought there was a vacuum cleaner. And by the way, while you guys we're waiting, Delta, are you there? I'm holding up the part. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? What does it say? Yeah, we talked about the exchange rate. So what? And we talked about that exchange rate that the Iraqi economy enters the circle of cooperation with the interests of the International Monetary Fund in the issue of the exchange rate of our currency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason for anybody to be sad. There's no reason for anybody to be moping and doping. And certainly no lack of discipline of saying, well, when is it going to happen? That's so ridiculous. We're not here to waste our time nor your time. And I don't like people that act that way in front of us. But we told you on Monday, on Tuesday, there it was. That should have shocked you. What the three are about to tell you should even shock you further. Now, Delta lost his phone. Yeah, let's pray for the gentleman. Delta lost his phone. I don't know if he's going to be with us. If he is, great. If not, right now we turn it over. Eminem, Petra, the floor is yours. Gentlemen, let me know when you're done. Have fun. Knock yourselves out.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Hey, Petra, how are you doing today? Thanks. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. The last 3 or 4 days have been very, very exciting, in my opinion. I know you and I have spoken many times because so much information has been coming across our path that it's just been overwhelming, frankly. Sorry, Frank. It's been fantastic, and I'm just very excited about what's going on. I think post 44, even today's thread about Kay cleaning house. I mean, it's apparent that he is doing exactly what Donald Trump and the Fat Four asked him to do, and that was to get rid of the bad influence. And I know Frank called today dissolving the CVI and GOI to the name of the UB2B. I had written down Kay's cleaning house and Parliament's on the run. That was my title.
That's pretty close.
Pretty close, because I think it's clearly there's a lot of people that are going to be in a lot of trouble, and I think what we saw with Maliki heading over to Iran, he's got to go somewhere safe because I think his name's on the wrong list. Yeah, I didn't say so.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yep. So anyway, I see that, and then I go back and I look and I think about the draft budget that they put out. And first of all, it is way out of pattern for them to even put in the budget in public for the citizens to see, because typically anything that's important goes through the Gazette, and then it becomes formal law in Iraq. But they put that out there for a reason. And I know you and I talked about this, so I'd like to continue our conversation because I don't think we finished it. But to put out that budget, again, a draft budget, which means it's not completely voted on at currently, as we know. I know they did some voting today with the Council of Ministers, but the draft budget be put out like that, to me, sent a message to the citizens to let them know that, currently, right now, their liquidity is shot. They are a very wealthy country, no question about it, an extremely wealthy country. But the liquidity factor of their budget is completely shot. And so I think they were giving the citizens a heads up, A, to probably delay salaries more, or B, to let them know and to create a vacuum to indicate that there is another option coming. What are your thoughts? I think you're right. I think that they have other options, and since their liquidity is so bad and their circumstances are under, they're openly saying they can't borrow from the IMF and other entities or countries, and but yet they come back and say, well, we have
we have a fix for that. We have two options. Two being one, austerity. So in other words, everybody loses money against their salaries or whatever, and everything gets reined in, which goes against what the citizens want. They want some purchasing power. They don't want less. But the other option is to float the currency effectively. They say raise the inflation of the currency or something to that effect, and that of itself is telling me that they are looking to raise the value of their currency so that they can do what they've said in the past, which is to go to into a market economy, and that's obviously what we're seeing. I guess that quote was, floating the currency helps stimulate domestic production and reduces the imports and drains the country's economy. So what that means is, like the IMF said, if you can get to you raise the value of your currency, you can effectively use your currency to borrow against. And by floating the currency, they're saying that it helps stimulate domestic production. The other interesting thing today was that is pretty powerful is they voted on a special session in respect to the 2020 budget. And let me see if I find it right here. Yeah, right here. It looks like it's a post 73 from yesterday. They talk about I'll just read it to you. In order to organize the spending process and secure the necessary expenditures for the remaining 3 months of the fiscal year, and in compliance with the decision of the House of Representatives.
Listen, family.
Very key statement.
Listen to what he's reading.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very key point. The decision of the House of Representatives. The Cabinet approved the draft federal budget law 2020 and sent it to the House of Representatives. I think they muddy the waters here a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. But if, in fact, if they were given a decision from the House of Representatives, so the House of Representatives have seen the budget, and then the Cabinet, if you will, has voted on it today for approval. And there's two articles to refer to that, and they both say pretty much the same thing. The approval was based off the decisions of the government of the House of Representatives. That's post 73. So if that's the case, they've been kind of a sleight of hand, and the maybe has approved the ability to get the money to pay the salaries, which, in my view, leads us to what? Leads us to down a direction that they've made the decision. So if you take a bigger picture, you take in and look like Petra has told us that it was about 8 new ministers for different reasons, different jobs, with security, integrity, central bank, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So with that being said, you see all these things happening. We saw it yesterday. They told us that the central bank governor may be removed, not removed, but as someone, they're going to do something at the leadership level with the central bank, and then boom, today they're talking about replacing with a new person. And so then you at the same time they have a special session in respect to the 2020 budget, which is going to be ahead of the 2021 budget. But if they finished it, it's possible that they have some something that they want to tell us more about that meeting. They haven't told us yet, and that's one of the things that I would say is very exciting. Very exciting that they're doing all these things together at the same time. And what do you think about that, Petra?
Well, yeah, I agree. I keep it's confusion in my mind because we talk about the federal budget, and then we talk about the federal budget law. And to me, those are two separate things, potentially. But I want to go back to the statement you made, and it's also in post 44. If you look at the names, well, I'm not good at names, especially pronouncing these names, but look at the positions. We got the CPI governor, brand new. We got the director, a new director of the Iraqi Trade Bank. The Iraqi Trade Bank just won awards, many awards for their fiduciary success in handling money. And yet, Kathini replaced them. We have a new chairman for the National Investment Commission. We have a new chairman of the Securities Commission. We've got a new deputy of operations for the Iraqi National Intelligence Service. We got a new chairman of the Integrity Commission. I mean, all these people have to do with finance and law and enforcing law. But to replace every single financial leadership position in the country, except for the Rashid and what's the other thing? Rashid and
Rafadin.
Rafadin. Yeah, those are things. Other than that, he just cleaned house. He just cleaned the top of the house. I mean, talk about excitement. I mean, the people have got to be ecstatic that he has basically come in here and changed every single person that has anything to do with finance in that country. I have got to believe that was a requirement from the Fab Four. I've got
Yes.
to come in and do that in one fell swoop.
Yeah.